All right, I'm going to call this Finance Committee, Pataskala City Council to order. Please stand for the pledge. And Ms. Miller, would you please lead us in the pledge? Kathy, if you'd call the roll, please.
Barstow,
Here.
Carter,
Here.
Epperson,
Here.
Very well, we have a quorum. So the first item of business is our continued discussion of staffing issues within the police department. And so to further that discussion, I am going to, unless there's any comments, Mayor? Oh, okay. Any comments on that particular item? No? But I'm going to move that we go into executive session pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 121.22G1 to consider the compensation of public employees of the Pataskala Police Department. Invited into this executive session are Heidi Miller, our HR representative, Tim Hicken, the city administrator, Michael Compton, the mayor, James Nicholson, the finance director, Bruce Brooks, chief of police, and Michael Bowles, assistant police chief.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Epperson. Second. Kathy, roll please.
Barstow,
Yes.
Carter,
Yes.
Epperson,
Yes.
Okay, very well. Executive session at 6:03, it appears. Almost.
okay, we're ready.
Okay, I'm going to move that we come out of executive session.
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Epperson. Kathy, roll please.
Barstow,
Yes.
Carter,
Yes.
Epperson,
Yes.
Out of executive session at 6:53. Okay, thank you. All right, so the next topic is pay for council and the mayor. So unless everybody wants to sit around and listen to that, you guys are free to go.
Thank you so much, then.
All right, guys, we will look forward to seeing you on Monday night, and hopefully, I think we'll have another robust discussion. Okay. Jamie, you might want to stay. I don't know what kind of pay proposals Mrs. Carter is going to have for council salary. So that could be a huge. And we may stick around, guys. If we raise our salaries, who knows?
Look.
All right. Good night. Thank you. So, Section 3.07 of the Charter gives council a plenary power to set the compensation for the mayor and council. And that's why the mayor is so nice to us. There was a request from leadership for us to take a look at this, similar to the request a couple of meetings ago to look at getting rid of Rita. So we're going to have a discussion just for refresher. Current mayor salary is 13.
He's
Something?
15.
15,
You got,
Council members are
Tommy's
5.
5,500.
and council members are 5.
Everybody else is
Okay.
5,000.
Okay, so, and also, if anything were to pass, it doesn't go to the voters, it's just through council. If anything were to pass, that would not take effect until members started a new term. So, board members, if it passed, would continue to earn 5,000 until they were sworn in, whether they were reelected or whatever, in January of 2024. And then at-large members would continue to make 5,000 until they achieve new terms in 2026. So that was the request from leadership. So what do you guys say? I can tell you what the impetus was from leadership was that the thinking was that no one filed. There was no opposition to any of the races last fall because council doesn't pay enough, and so people aren't interested. And we would get more people potentially attracted to run for city council if we paid more. So, I know, Jamie?
Just as an FYI, OPERS, in order to get a full year credit of serving, the minimum is $673.08 a month, or it's about $8,100. So making less than that, you get partial year of service.
Really?
Yes.
It used to be 250 and they just keep,
OPERS keeps increasing the minimum amount you need to get a full year of service.
Oh,
A friend of mine was a longtime member of the Powell City Council, and he kept complaining, saying, well, I'll have to serve until I'm in, at this rate, I'll have to serve until I'm in my 80s to get anything. Not that I get very much, but it's just that. So my view is that I didn't run for council so I could get an extra $5,000. I don't flush the cash down this toilet, but I just save it, and I use it as kind of a slush fund. I use it to campaign every few years. That's pretty much what I use it for. Occasionally, I'll dip into it to pay a bill or something, but that's pretty much what I do with it. And so I don't think that, I mean, I don't know how much we'd have to increase salaries to attract people to run.
You took the words out of my mouth. I didn't, being the junior member on the committee and one of the junior members on council, I didn't even know how much council made when I wanted to do this. So that was not even a consideration in me wanting to do it. It was more just wanting to serve and be a part of my community and help my community any way I can. So it would be really hard for me to vote money for myself and then ask the constituents for more money for other things. So that's just not how I'm wired. So if I'm weird, I'm weird, but
No.
that's how it is.
Look, I'm in public education. I'm used to doing things for free. So, I mean,
amen.
I don't,
well, and I'll tell you too, when I first got on council, I remember Janice came to me and was like, oh, you need to fill this, that, and this out. And I was like, oh, she's like, well, your bank, for your direct deposit. I was like, oh, I didn't know we get paid. She was like, oh, you're cute. Janice was like, oh, pat.
I think,
So-
I think the only reason I knew that council, what council made was when I was running. Tim, you may remember this.
I do.
That was a huge, and Kathy remembers, of course, this huge brawl on council, one of many that fall, about increasing the salary. And at that time, I
From 3
think
to 5.
they went from, it was 3,000,
3 and 3,500.
And 3,500.
Yeah.
and then it went to 5,000 and 55. And I think the mayor's salary went up too.
He may have been 10
So,
before, it may have gone from 10
12.
to 15.
well,
12.
12 to 15. Yeah.
Mayor, what are your thoughts? I think I know, but what are your thoughts?
Again, people will ask me every once in a while, and I said, listen, it's $1.35 an hour. And you divide it,
By all the hours, right?
Right.
well, 365, 7 days a week, blah, blah, blah.
And the mayor's
So-
you're probably more involved than any of us, really, in terms of all the different things that you do.
And again,
Yep.
to echo Mr. Epperson and probably everybody here, we did not get into this for money. It would be great to have, I've asked for health and we don't get any gas allowances or cars or health insurance or any perks. I think I get, there is liability, isn't there?
Yeah, all of you are
Yeah.
covered
Okay,
under
so
air
again,
commission
yeah.
and
But again,
personal
you know what,
liability.
finding out how your city runs and giving back to your community, I wouldn't, I would never have any desire to increase it.
I would say, if you look at the amount of, if we were being just completely objective, let's say we didn't sit on council, and you're looking at it from the outside in, and the amount of things that go on now, like I remember when they used to say council was a figurehead, or the president was a figurehead position, that's baloney. President is a ton of work, and a ton of work. And so, looking at it objectively, it probably could use an increase. I would be curious to see what surrounding municipalities do, though, like,
It's
I know-
a mishmash. You'd be shocked at some communities you think would pay a ton and they don't pay hardly anything at all, so.
but I wouldn't want to increase it. I wouldn't want somebody on my council who was doing it for money.
No, I'm with Mr. Epperson. I mean, again, as I said, the only reason I knew that council got paid and what they got paid was that there's this raging debate, and I was
Yeah.
out campaigning, and people were asking me about it. I said, well,
And I
I don't
remember,
know. Yeah,
I remember Dan Hayes saying too, that what the job is on paper compared to what we give it, somebody could, if you said, wow, let's say the council president, man, Tommy's doing such a great, he should be making X amount of dollars. Well, the next guy that gets in there, or next lady, may not do that good of a job. Same way
Right.
with the mayor. If you're not, I'm only supposed to be over 2 meetings and I'm over the police department, I wouldn't have to do another dang thing if I didn't want to.
Right.
So if you're
No,
involved in your community, you're
that's true.
involved in your community.
That's true.
So-
No, I think, yeah, and I think this job is as involved as you want to be and as much as you can be with your other personal commitments, and I agree with Mr. Epperson.
Yep.
I would say
I
with
do.
the state of our city right now and where everything else stands and the needs we have, I wouldn't personally be
No.
in favor of increasing it.
Well, I take that sense committee is that's a total non-starter, so we can report that back on Monday night. Okay, that was good discussion. Anybody have any other business for the committee? Mr. Nicholson?
Just as an aside, totally unrelated, we have had tremendous issues over the last 6 months with our Paycor time and attendance. We've investigated some options, and we're probably gonna proceed with a new payroll time and attendance. I'll keep you guys in the loop, but I just wanna give you guys a kind of a heads up that that's gonna be coming down the pike.
Okay.
From the administration standpoint, Jamie's absolutely right. He and his staff are pulling out their hair, and it's just
I got none
crazy.
left.
Yeah, the Paycor is very difficult for him to deal with, and
Okay.
it's also very difficult as it relates to the officers,
Mhm.
because their pensions and their pickups and all that stuff, and so kudos to his staff and him for trying to find us something administratively
Okay.
that is better.
Yeah, well, yeah, keep us posted. We can't
Will
have, we can't have our employees having a mess with that's their full-time livelihood, so.
Well, it's hard for the directors and the chief, deputy chief trying to approve time cards, cause the system's not working correctly, it's not doing what we expect it to do,
Okay.
and,
We're paying them, so no.
yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Right, no,
bottom line, they're not providing the service that they said they would,
Nope.
so.
All right, well, then keep us posted on that, let us know.
Will do.
Thanks, guys, appreciate it. Okay, anything else? Okay, I move that we adjourn.
Second.
Second by Mrs. Carter. Kathy, roll, please.
Barstow?
Yes.
Carter?
Yes.
Epperson?
Yes.
Meeting adjourned. Thanks, folks. See you next week.